Oh my God.
Number 27, Alan Alfonso.
Hello and welcome to our fourth and final game of the day. That is right, we made it. State Cup final day here in Northbrook, Illinois at Techney Park. We started at 9 a.m. this morning with the over 30 game that was won by SAC Lightning over FC Select. Long day, my memory's fading here. Second game of the day, SAC over Wisma. Second game of the day, FC Select lost 3-1 to Charny Yazvo. Game 3, the Women's Cup final, Edgewater Castle beat DeKalb County. And now, fourth and final game, Men's Cup final, as Edgewater pulls out the old Paris Saint-Germain strategy of intentionally kicking the ball out of play down near the corner flag so you can press. If it's good enough for the European champions, it's good enough for some amateur soccer here in Metro Chicago. Edgewater captain Rafa Santos sends that forward, or co-captain I should say. Quentin Benedetto is wearing the armband today. I'll get the lineup as we see it for FC Select because we don't know their starters. For Edgewater Castle, it is Joey Galante in goal, Lucas Sampson, Quentin Benedetto, Rafa Santos playing at center back, a bit out of position, and Roberto Cardano is at left back, is the back four for Edgewater. In midfield, it's Alan Alonso and Daryl Tercios. Attacking band of three. Looks like Andrew Miranda is going to play on the left side of midfield. On the right side, it's Lalo Aguilera. Enzo Degatti looks like he's going to play as the 10 today. And Murtada Camille, an Edgewater Castle original going back to 2018, leads the line in this State Cup final. Rooks have been here the last 2 years. They've lost both times. Murtada Camille's shot is blocked. And then recovering well was Brian Murgia. So Edgewater looking to atone for the last 2 years in which they've lost against Charny Yazvo and Vizvoka. Enzo Degatti full steam ahead, and a very early yellow card going to be coming out here. But first, Enzo Degatti leaving it off for Lalo Aguilera, and it's scooped up by the goalkeeper Johnny Campa. Campa in goal, I think, because Gerard Perez, who was in goal for the U23 game, got his bell rung a couple of times, and I was frustrated that he was allowed to stay in the game with how clearly he'd been hit in the head a couple of times. And so now you've got Johnny Campa, who the only thing I could find researching was that he's a Round Lake High School grad back in 2018, and that's all we've got. Pressing there is a goal scorer from earlier. That's Mateusz Drozik, number 14. Good win there in midfield by Miranda, who has played as a left back primarily for the Rooks. Dragush was caught by Degatti, and so now the ref should go back and issue that yellow card from earlier, and it appears he's forgotten. That was the clearest yellow card you're ever going to see, and it's not going to get given because it's early in the game and play went on. All right then, on we go. Free kick here for FC Select to be taken by Murgia. Into the area, header won by Benedetto. I can tell you defensively it's a back three for Select of numbers 3, 4, and 5, Ryan Jorgensen, Brian Murgia, and Sergei Vavrezniak. We've got a number 11 out on the field, and I don't have an 11 on my roster, so that's always fun.
If you're just joining us today, we have a raffle for a Lionel Messi jersey. If you want to come on up, it's a free to enter. Just scan the QR code to enter, and we're going to announce it at halftime.
It's Eric Hernandez, excuse me. He was wearing 10 earlier, that's why the confusion.
Come up and get your free mini soccer ball. Come on seconds.
Offside flag is up. Free kick here for Select, and the referee says the ball was rolling. Hernandez, who, if he's playing a similar role to the U23 game, we'll see him dropping deep to help the center backs build. Murguia looking forward into the feet there of Ronaldo Rojas. Free kick opportunity here for FC Select. And it's going to be the captain, Luis Rocha, graduate of Wheaton Academy. Trying to put some pressure on the goal of Joey Galante of Edgewater Castle. Rocha in low. Alan Alonso got a foot to it. Murtada Camille trying to stride away. And Degati's pulled back, and there's the yellow card. You can do it once, you can't do it twice. Christian Alvarez gets the yellow card. Was on the College of Lake County roster a couple of years ago, but not sure if he ever played for the Lancers. Alonso back for Santos. Again, normally a fullback right or left. He's playing at left-sided center back today alongside Benedetto, whose normal partners, Toby Vimmer and Amir Abdullah, both not in the squad today for the Rooks. You're also seeing Andrew Miranda, who plays normally as a left back, playing left wing or left midfield, but I'm sure we'll see him and Cardano switch a lot. Cardano, a player who likes to get forward from his left fullback position. Trying to get out of trouble there, that's Felipe Batala. Wide to far side, Alvarez. Alvarez running at Lucas Sampson. Christian Alvarez goes shoulder to shoulder with the Edgewater fullback and wins a corner kick. So for FC Select, it looks like the front line is Mateusz Drazik, Ronaldo Rojas, and Christian Alvarez, and that means the midfield band of four between the three forwards and three center backs is Felipe Batala, Emmanuel Castanon, Eric Hernandez, and Luis Rocha. Go through the benches in a minute. Hernandez swinging this in, bouncing through the penalty area. Eventually falls for Batala. Facing up Enzo Degati. Degati working along the goal line. Got to be careful. The tricky attacker for Edgewater. Tried a nutmeg, and in the end, it is a Rook's throw. On the bench for FC Select, Ismet Bochku, Jakub Drazik, Alex Glavas, Armando Gomez, Jakub Kudas, and Christopher Sanchez. Murtada Camille for Edgewater. Wanted to find the run of Lalo Aguilera. It's one back, though, by FC Select. Chipped ahead. Header won by Benedetto. Tercios flicking it on. Alonso. Out to Lucas Sampson. For Edgewater, Aiden Crawford is the backup goalkeeper. He's joined by Bardia Kimiavi, Andres Rocha, Alan Rubio, Nick Kanzak, and David Balase. Although, doing a quick count, there's 7 subs on the Edgewater bench, so I am missing somebody. But we'll figure that out, I suppose, if that person ever enters the match. Given away here by Edgewater is trying to turn the other way. Go FC Select via Mateusz Drozik. Again, scored 8 minutes in to the U23 game earlier. Ten minutes in. This game having kicked off just after 3:30 local time. FC Select have certainly started the better of the two teams, but you could have said the same about DeKalb County United in the women's final, and Edgewater went on to win that fairly easily. Only 2-0 on the scoreboard, but it never really felt after the Rooks went up by 2 that DeKalb were going to equalize. Not even really getting one back. There was a couple of goalmouth scrambles, but not much in the way of consistent attack, as it's a throw in here for FC Select right in front of their bench. Thank you for joining us for part of the day, all of the day, whether you've come back and forth here on the Midwest Media Network YouTube page. Benedetto rising to win that header. Tercios tangling with Hernandez. Miranda won that one. Found Agati. Just running into each other here. But eventually forced back is Castanon. Keeper's got to be careful there. Degatti slid in, won the ball. It's a goal kick. Again, in my educated guessing angle of this, I do not believe that the plan was for Johnny Campa to be starting this game. Booted forward by Jorgensen over the head of Rojas, former Triton College striker. Scored 28 goals in 18 games for Triton in his one season. Not an uncommon thing you see from attackers who play at Triton. They're able to get a lot of international guys who the JUCO route is their way to get a student visa to the U.S., and they are simply far too good for that level of soccer and often end up moving to the D1 level. Murtada Camille slipped on the turf there. And now Mateusz Drozik looking to get clear, but Cardano and Santos able to win it back for Edgewater Castle. Daryl Tercios, number 8 in midfield, a guy who's really carved out a spot for himself, was not a starter to begin the summer, but is pretty undroppable right now. Lalo Aguilera in the lineup today for an injured Rui Reich, the Portuguese attacker who's been an absolute star this summer for Edgewater Castle, missing out today through injury. Here goes Mateusz Drozik, though, for FC Select. Facing up Cardano. Drozik centering. And eventually it's Alonso striding away with the ball. And then poorly given away by Aguilera. Rocha. Kept in by Alvarez. Rocha just lifts that forward. No one there. The ball will roll out of play. Only question is it a corner or a throw-in? It's a throw. FC Selector coached by Danny Budimir, Croatian native. And not dissimilarly, Edgewater coached by Duygu Erdogan, native of Istanbul, Turkey. Approaching the 15-minute mark here in Northbrook. No real chances either side yet in the men's State Cup final. Sure looked offside there. Her assistant says no. Back here to Galante. Santos. Dropping is Alonso, the defensive midfielder. Enzo Degatti. Edgewater struggling to establish much possession, but here goes Lucas Sampson, the right back. Sampson all the way, getting just enough of it was Johnny Campa. It's a corner. Lucas Sampson, the Loras College fullback, showing off his speed and almost out of nowhere giving Edgewater Castle the lead. Enzo DeGotti over to take for Edgewater. Left-footed in, swinger, all the way across. It's over Benedetto. Tercios did not keep that in. It'll be a goal kick. Edgewater choosing not to press the ball yet, and now Miranda bringing some pressure. All the way back for Campa. I think they want to make the goalkeeper play with his feet. Hammered away there by Vavresniak. And a free kick. Sampson pleading his innocence, but the referee looked away quickly. If you haven't been with us today, a reminder that if these games are tied at the end of 90 minutes, we go straight to penalties. Seen one shootout already today. And it saw SAC Lightning win the over 30 game. Daryl Tercios. Now Roberto Cardano. Cardano down the line for a racing Andrew Miranda. Miranda, first time cross, well blocked there by Murguia. Edgewater coming right back though. Tercios couldn't complete the nutmeg, but the Rooks get the ball right back via throw-in. Tercios able to turn. Taken away, though, by Eric Hernandez. Jorgensen kept the ball in, and good hold-up play here from Rojas. But eventually it's won back by the Rooks. Miranda. Back to the safety of Big Q, Quentin Benedetto. Former Connecticut College center back. Throw in for Edgewater on the far side. We had a player earlier for FC Select on their U23s, Ryan Drayton, heading to Central Connecticut State. Sampson. Another throw in for Edgewater right down near the corner flag. Sampson into DeGotti. Lucas Sampson to the byline, crossing. Headed away by Vavresniak. And now can Select counter. Hernandez turning away from the pressure of DeGotti. Trying to flick it with the outside of his boot was Batala, and offside is Ronaldo Rojas, the former Creighton College striker, Round Lake Beach native. DeGotti. Tercios through the lines. Here's Andrew Miranda. Murtada Camille's in the middle. Miranda's cross headed down by Murguia. Lalo Aguilera trying to hold this in on the far side. He does. Alonso to Sampson. DeGotti has a go. Did not catch that cleanly as it's scooped up by Johnny Campa. It's been humid, but it's turned out to actually be a pretty nice day overall here in the North Chicago suburbs. There was some fear of rain and storms, and neither have really materialized. Great day for some soccer. Game 4 of 4 at the State Cup. Enzo DeGotti trying to chip his way by. That didn't quite come off. He's going to get it back, though. And now here's Murtada Camille, and the offside flag is up. FC Select are mad that it wasn't called a handball before that. Murguia launching this one, headed by Samson. Benedetto in some trouble here, and then does the smart thing, just clears it long. Murtada Camille trying to hold things up. No teammates in the area, though. Jorgensen skying this one forward. Santos did well. Alan Alonso, the rising redshirt sophomore at UIC, earns the free kick. Edgewater preparing their first change of the day. And it's going to be to bring on a more natural winger in Bardia Kimiavi. Interesting, he's going to replace Murtada Camille, the striker. And so we'll see what this means for Edgewater's lineup. It's been a bit unorthodox today. You've got Enzo DeGotti, whose preference is probably to play at right wing. He's been playing as a 10, and Lalo Aguilera is a right wing who wants to cut inside, and you've got Andrew Miranda, left back, really playing left wing. So right now they're all over the place, but we'll see if we can get a sense of what the plan is from here. Kimiavi looks like he's going to play centrally as that ball floats between players. For now, it looks like the adjustment is Kimiavi's going up front, and Lalo Aguilera is going to play inside as the 10 with DeGotti wide right. Meanwhile, at the other end, that chip forward from Batala. No one there. You're in the 22nd minute. Roberto Cardano was expecting a run from Tercios that wasn't there. We're going to see the introduction of Jakub Drazek momentarily for FC Select. And it's going to be one brother for the other. So Mateusz out, Jakub in. The Des Plaines natives. Jakub, a rising redshirt junior at NIU, having played 27 games in his first 2 years for the Huskies. That's just given right back away. On the far side, Lalo Aguilera. It's going to be a select. Is it a select throw or free kick? Didn't see the call over there, but looks like it is going to be a throw-in. Edgewater Castle, with one game left in their league season, they'll host Rockford FC this week. If they win, they get promoted from Division II of the Midwest Premier League Heartland Conference. If they don't, they don't. If you're an Edgewater fan, you probably feel that the Rooks should already be promoted, if not for a, shall we say, controversial offside call at the end of their last league game. But that's neither here nor there today. This is a one-off on the day. There's a trophy at the end of it. The two 11s tangle as Eric Hernandez wins it back off of Enzo Degatti, and then is pushed down by Lalo Aguilera, the former Chicago House player. Goals this summer against Rockford, Chicago Ghost, and Berber City for Lalo. He'll be a senior this fall at UW Parkside. Second year there, having started his college career at Malcolm X College on the west side of Chicago. Down the line, Batala. Jorgensen, Batala. Cardano across. And Tercio's able to turn. One back well, though. And that is a select throw. That throw in, though, goes straight to Alan Alonso. And now here is Alonso pushing forward. Kimiavi is offside. If that ball comes a moment sooner, Bardi Kimiavi might be off to the races. As it was a step ahead. Rook Spence frustrated. I think maybe there's still some PTSD from that aforementioned call the other night. Nice ball through here for Eric Hernandez. Hernandez to the middle, put it behind Drozic. Rojas, nowhere to go. Jorgensen on the overlap. Back here for Jakub Drozic. His cross, won by Lucas Sampson, but not away. And Tercios looking to stride forward for Edgewater. Just plays it into space. Kimiavi tried to chip it over the defender, Murguia. But he was well positioned and then does well again just to concede the throw-in. Kimiavi, the former Northwestern Wildcat, in his third season with Edgewater Castle. Cardano looking for Alonso. That's a good ball. Alonso tangling in the penalty area. Squaring. Heavy touch by Lalo. Maybe he needed to take it first time. Space wide for Kimiavi. Edgewater have not threatened in a while. Opportunity here. But Aguilera knows he's offside. Lets that ball run. It is a goal kick. Substitution. On the far side is Alvarez off. We'll see who's checked in. Interesting, I think, and I've got some questions. That's the number I think it is. That's Gerard Perez, who was playing in goal earlier today, is now going to play on the left wing. Perez, also a player who, as I mentioned, thought shouldn't have continued in that game because he took a bit of a shoulder to the head and then got kicked in the head. But I guess he's going to play some left wing now after playing goalkeeper for the under-23s. Galante hasn't had much to do today. Neither keeper has. Joey having started in the league against Steel City, Strikers Fox Valley, and RKC Third Coast 2, as well as managing the Cup games. Aiden Crawford, the Rooks, I guess you would call him their number one, is on the bench today, if called upon. Kimiavi, Tercios, Alonso. Better from the Rooks. Alonso, Kimiavi. Down the line for Alonso. Alonso, two-hand push in the back by Murguia. Free kick Edgewater, and the yellow card is out.
Second caution of the match.
So Murguia joins Christian Alvarez in the book here in the 30th minute. And a set piece opportunity here for Edgewater Castle. Enzo DeGotti standing over this. Two men in the wall, Jorgensen and Drozic. Off the left foot of Enzo DeGotti. Into the middle. Goes through and then cleared halfway by Vavresniak. And that, I believe, is going to be an Edgewater throw. It is. Another substitution here for FC Select. It'll be Eric Hernandez, who put in a shift in that U23 match earlier. He gets a breather. Alan Alonso. Tercios, DeGotti. Striding through challenges. Enzo DeGotti. Still Enzo. Goes down. Free kick. And another yellow card. This one to Vavresniak. Sergey, third man in the book.
Just outside the top of the box.
And a very, very dangerous opportunity here for Edgewater Castle. Quentin Benedetto clearly wants to try to put his foot through this. Enzo DeGotti will be interested as well, you have to think. Couple other players floating in the area for the Rooks. DeGotti and Benedetto, about 21 yards out. It'll be DeGotti, always rising too high. And an opportunity goes begging for Edgewater, who will now make a change. Daryl Tercios is going to get a break. And I believe that's Alan Rubio, I'll double check that, who is subbed in. DeGotti on the press here. But again, now 3 players for Select on a yellow card. It is Rubio, who scored once on Sunday night for the Rooks in that draw with RKC Third Coast, and was the player who the questionable offside call denied a second. Vavresniak motoring forward. Sampson cutting it off. Ahead of the goalkeeper turned winger Perez. Rubio chipping it down the far side, and the flag goes up.
Fans, if you've had some friends and family that want to see the game and couldn't make it, this game is being streamed live on the media services. check out that Wednesday then over at the White Tent in the middle of the field.
It's Midwest Media Services, Midwest Media Network. It's the PA has said our name 3 times today. They have all been incorrect, but that's how it goes. This ball will chip along for Joey Galante. Edgewater playing out from the back here, Benedetto. Long ball looking for Kimiavi. That's cut out by Murguia. Tagati following up. Big collision there. It's going to be a free kick. It looked like both players just collided with the ball. And a yellow card is out for Rafael Santos, and he's confused as to why. The assistant, they're looking to the assistant saying, you didn't think it was a foul. Santos is in the book, and that, to a degree, it feels like the next yellow was always going to go to Edgewater, given that it was 3-0 on that count so far. Sent in low, and the Rooks easily take care of that. Cardano blocked off, though. Batala looking long. Offside flag is up. Santos has to be especially careful now that he's playing out of position as a center back today, as Rubio is tripped up. Kimiavi operating from deep here. Lalo Aguilera on the turn. They'll roll through to Kimiavi eventually. Aguilera trying to juggle his way through, and Murguia cuts it off. Edgewater wants a handball that is not forthcoming. Perez dropping this back. And the captain, Rocha, all the way back to Campa in goal. That's given away, and now here's Tagati. Enzo Tagati with space. Enzo Tagati wants it on his left. Tagati still. Kimiavi near side. Kimiavi slipped as he shot. And it's cleared away by Jorgensen. Rubio retrieving. Cardano. Back to Santos. Benedetto forward. Rooks want a handball. Play goes on. Rubio. Alonso pulls the trigger, and it's an easy save down to his right for Campa. Murguia. Benedetto got there first, but needs to be careful now. Felipe Batala. All the way across for the captain, Luis Rocha. Rocha looking down the line for Perez. In the way was Lucas Sampson. Minutes thereabouts into this men's state cup final. No goals as of yet. Joey Galante hasn't really made any saves for Edgewater Castle, hasn't had to. Been a couple of easy saves for Johnny Campa as Andrew Miranda is replaced by, looks like Murtada Camille coming back into the match. That'll see Kimiyavi shift over to a more natural left wing position for him. Santos. Alonso. Looking long for Camille. The flag is up. And Murtada, to his credit, finished it off and scored.
40 minutes into the first half. Sponsored by Rocket Mortgage, Tim Ward, Lender, and Better Homes and Gardens, and Vitality Real Estate Services. If you have not registered for the chance to win the raffle for the Inter Miami Lionel Messi jersey, this guy, my bad. Do it now because at halftime we're going to announce the winner.
Jorgensen. Santos. Pressure there from Drozic. Galante. Wait a minute here. If they're going to call this a back pass, let's see. Referee's got something to sort out here. So Galante saying that wasn't a deliberate back pass. The referee says it was. Galante gets a yellow card. And this is now an indirect free kick for FC Select. It's always a very gray area. Sometimes you see refs call them, sometimes you don't. Again, the question is, was it a deliberate back pass to the goalkeeper by Santos? You've seen him given. So it's going to be an indirect free kick here. That's the important piece of this. So they cannot shoot this directly at goal, FC Select. Or I suppose they can, but it would need to hit something else on its way through. So it looks like it's going to be Rocha rolling this to Rojas, is the plan. Rojas takes a shot, it's blocked. Throw in by Jorgensen. Santos heading it down. Benedetto getting it clear. Jorgensen for FC Select. Flicked on by Drozic. Cardano does well to win the throw in for Edgewater. Murtada Camille got a toe to that. And then sliding in to win it away from two rooks was Gerard Perez. And Perez, who played the under-23 match earlier today, in goal. Jorgensen looking to line up across. Drives one in. Brought down by Rojas. Still looking for it. Rojas shot. Blocked. Good defending by Rafa Santos. Corner kick for FC Select. And some pushing and shoving to be taken care of in the penalty area. Luis Rocha, the captain, to take. Left-footed in swinger. Right into the middle. Trying to flick it on. Someone in the middle there. And striding away is Cardano, pulled back, and now we're going to get another yellow card. That's number 8. And do I have it? I do. Armando Gomez must have recently subbed into the match. So that is 4 FC Select players with yellows, 2 Edgewater Castle players with yellows. Cardano. Kimiavi. Down the line. Nice dribble there. Bardia Kimiavi off to the races. Edge of the area. Kimiavi looking for the cutback. All the way. Motada Camille. 1-0 Edgewater. On the brink of halftime. Kimiavi looking for the cutback. Leading goal scorer has given them the lead in this State Cup final. What a play by Bardia Kimiavi to create that space down the near side, hit the gas. The cutback is the dummy, and the final touch as it was slammed home by Murtada Camille. Scored in the 46th minute, we'll call it, 45 plus 1. Murtada Camille breaks the deadlock. And that was a phantom whistle from somewhere. Whoever blew that whistle, please do not do that again. Hammered away there by Murgia. This rolls all the way to Joey Galante. But yeah, again, Murtada Camille, the Iraqi-American, been with Edgewater Castle since day one back in 2018. And he scores the goal in what they hope is finally a winning day at the State Cup. Again, Edgewater having lost in this match the last 2 seasons. Counterattack opportunity, Enzo Degatti. Needed to play that ball sooner, I think, because now he's in all sorts of trouble. And it's just a throw-in in the end. Benedetto. Rubio. It goes back to that point I made earlier. Kimiavi shifting out to this left side. This is a more natural spot. Well, hold on. Alan Rubio's in some trouble here. And also, Murtada Camille and Bardi Kimiavi have played lots of minutes together over the past couple of years. As the referee blows for halftime, just before the whistle, it's Edgewater Castle who take the lead here at Northbrook. It's 1-0 on that goal by Murtada Camille. We'll take a break. You're watching the Illinois Soccer Association State Cup Finals on the Midwest Media Network, here live on YouTube. second half about to get underway. We are 7/8 of the way through the day at the State Cup Finals. SAC Lightning won the over 30 title. Charny Yazvo won the under 23 title. Edgewater Castle won the women's title. Halfway through the men's title match here at Techney Park in Northbrook, it's Edgewater Castle 1, FC Select 0. With Peter behind the camera, I'm Alex Campbell. Thanks for joining us again. Even if you've just tuned in after the announcement over the PA here at halftime, encouraging people to do so, or if you've been with us since 9 a.m., if you're in that latter category, I don't know if to apologize or say thank you. FC Select looking for a response here in the second half. They're going to start looking for it with, that's one of the Drozic brothers. Think it's Jakob, but can't see for sure. And I look over to see why music is still playing, and it's because the DJ tent is currently unmanned. So a little background noise, NBA style, here at the State Cup Final. Do my best to get an assessment of who's all out there for both teams. For Edgewater, it is Galante in goal, Sampson, Benedetto, Santos, Cardano across the back line, Rubio and Alonso, the midfield pairing, with a band of Aguilera, Degatti, and Kimiavi in support of Murtada Camille. For Edgewater, Joey Galante and Rafael Santos are on yellow cards. For FC Select, Johnny Camp is in goal. We've got somebody new at right center back. Can't see who it is yet. It had been Ryan Jorgensen all game, but he has been subbed out. But it's Brian Murgia and Sergei Vavrezniak. Number 15, that is Alex Glavas, a former Central College player. Back in 2013 and 2014, he's come in at the right side of center back. Band across midfield is Emmanuel Castanon. The captain, Luis Rocha. Armando Gomez. And Eric Hernandez. Pardon, no Hernandez. The final one is number 24, Felipe Batalla, with number 10, Gerard Perez, number 9, Ronaldo Rojas, and number 20, Jakob Drozic across the front line. Murtada Camille, the goal scored just before halftime. In the first minute of stoppage time at the end of the first half, Edgewater Castle's all-time leading goal scorer has given them the lead in this State Cup Final off a beautiful assist by Bardia Kimiavi. They're looking to combine again here. No, they're not. Excuse me, the ball did roll out of play. It will be a throw-in. If you're interested specifically in these teams, Edgewater Castle have one more game to play this season. They will play Thursday night at Loyola University Chicago against Rockford FC with a chance to win promotion to Heartland Division 1 of the Midwest Premier League. Condolences to the two guys who just walked up wanting to play some rec soccer or some pickup ball and found the field occupied by this match. Vavrezniak can't hook up with anybody there. And one number 5 center back passes to the other, Quentin Benedetto. Rubio, Alonso, Aguilera. Lalo Aguilera with some space in field. Trying to slide that ball through. Well cut out, though, by Jakob Drozic, who had drifted all the way over to the near side. That's a handball against Lalo and a free kick for FC Select. Chip to the near side looking for Gerard Perez. Again, impressively, he was the goalkeeper for their U23 team earlier today. And had a pretty good performance. This is curved in toward the far side. Benedetto's got that vertical, though, and cuts it off. Kimiavi gave it away. Almost. Glavas not able to quite keep that in. Native of Loves Park, Illinois. Murtada Camille looking to hold things up. In the end, though, scrambling backwards. This is Brian Murgia. Currently works for the Barrington Area Soccer Association. There's a couple of Barrington Area Soccer Association coaches on this FC Select team. Batala. Back for Sergei Vavresniak. One of 4 players on a yellow card for FC Select. Christian Alvarez, Armando Gomez, Brian Murguia, and Sergei Vavresniak. Lucas Sampson cut that off. And then Sampson was pulled down behind the play. Referee plays advantage. Alan Alonso. Half of the Alan combo. In midfield, Rubio and Alonso. Rubio, the former Roosevelt man. Alonso, the current UIC Flame. And a high five there to make up with Gerard Perez and Lucas Sampson. Kimiavi chipping that forward. Couldn't quite find Murtada Camille as it's hooked away by Brian Murguia. And we're going to get a new ball, it looks like, is the call. Roberto Cardano on throw-in duty here. Cardano looking to chip this for Renzo Degatti. Degatti jumping with Felipe Batala. Pinned along the end line. Degatti reversing. Well defended by Batala. And Glavas can work it clear. Booted forward here by Murguia. Perez tangling there with Lalo Aguilera. Good step by Degatti to win it back. Shorts are falling down though. Players go down. Free kick for Edgewater. If Edgewater were to hold on, the men's team winning the state cup would join the women's team having won 2 trophies in 2 weekends. The Edgewater women. UWS National Championship last weekend, Illinois State Cup this weekend. Meanwhile, Barty Kimiavi curving this one in. Degatti flicks it goalward. And before Quentin Benedetto could follow up, it was cleared away by Brian Murguia. Rooks in possession here. Murtada Camille, the goal scorer. Roberto Cardano. Lalo Aguilera. Alan Rubio. Alan Alonso. Alonso chipping it forward. Headed away. Believe that was Emmanuel Castanon in the way. Edgewater get it back. Kimiavi trying to win a corner, but it was well recovered by Luis Rocha to only concede a throw-in. All the way back here for Rafa Santos, Quentin Benedetto now. Everybody trying to crowd into the shade. It's been warm all day here in Northbrook, but it had been cloudy until fairly recently. Sun fully out now as Degatti goes down. Free kick Edgewater. Edgewater have had a handful of these set-piece opportunities today. They have not been particularly dangerous from them. Bardia Kimiavi striding over to presumably take this. Cardano and Kimiavi standing over the set piece. Ooh, we've got some magic spray for the first time today. A little extra technology for the men's game. Truly one of the great innovations in global soccer in the last decade. Cardano chipping this into the middle. Benedetto got his head to it and couldn't keep it down. That's what Edgewater wanted. But the big captain, almost too big on that occasion. Benedetto, if you're not familiar, a guy who's had a really unfortunate college career at Connecticut College, just was plagued by injuries. And he's really gotten to live out his soccer career these summers playing for Edgewater Castle in a way that he never really got to in college. Benedetto, a Northside Chicago native, went to New Trier. This ball's toward Lalo Aguilera, but it's scooped up by Johnny Campa. Campa gets it quickly back in play. Gerard Perez. Rocha crossfield, finding Glavas. Drozic forced backward again. Murguia's got to be careful here, and Glavas just sends it anywhere. Big header by Benedetto. Nice footwork there by Vresniak, the center back. Rocha, the captain, blasts that off of Rubio. Alan Alonso for Edgewater. Feeds this out wide, Bardia Kimiavi. Kimiavi looking for another assist. Kimiavi up and over everybody. Ball's going to stay in play, though. Picked up here by Castanon. Perez. Kept in by Lalo Aguilera. Alan Rubio. Rubio tried to find Kimiavi, didn't work out. Sent away by Murguia. Galante got to watch his line. Good awareness by Joey, who finds Lucas Sampson, former Loras College Dewhawk. Degatti. In field, Rubio, Sampson. Away by Galante. Cardano. Nice juggle to himself there. Cardano, the former Purdue man, but did not play soccer for the Boilermakers because he was too busy getting his aerospace engineering degree. Castanon. Back here for Batala. Brian Murguia. Looking long down the far side. Drozic trying to chase this down. AR trying to catch up. Drozic. One-on-one here with Cardano. Drozic's cross blocked by Roberto Cardano. And then Edgewater just easily picked the pocket. Alan Alonso looking for Murtada Camille. Murtada looking for Bardia Kimiavi. Kimiavi in. Bardia Kimiavi saved down to his right by Johnny Campa. Murtada Camille almost returns the favor to Bardia Kimiavi for the earlier assist. Edgewater win it right back. FC Select have looked very leggy in the second half, but understandable when a handful of these guys are playing a second game of the day. Alonso can't quite dribble through as it's scooped up by Campa. Castanon. And a lot of going backwards for Select so far in this second half. Glavas, again looking for the big switch. Does find Perez this time. Castanon also looking long. Galante comes charging out, collision, and the ball is going to go wide. Offside flag was up anyway, and Galante in a heap. Hopefully he's all right. I did mention earlier, Aiden Crawford, the usual league starter for Edgewater Castle, is on the bench today for the Rooks if they needed to make a goalkeeper change. They are going to make a couple of other changes. Andrew Miranda going to be coming back into the game, along with Daryl Tercios. Lalo Aguilera will sub out, so this is going to provide some more midfield solidity. Kimiavi replaced by Miranda on the left wing. Lalo Aguilera out for Tercios. That sees Degatti go to right wing and is going to create a more midfield 3 aspect as Tercio joins the Allens. If Edgewater wanted to get further defensive today, they have Nicholas Kanzak, an available center back on the bench. Haven't seen him, haven't seen the Elmhurst University forward, David Balasse. Or Andres Rocha, who I think is coming back from injury. Enzo DeGotti commits the foul. Free kick select. And now we're going to get a yellow card to Lalo Aguilera for delaying the restart. Excuse me, to Enzo DeGotti for delaying the restart. '61st minute of play here in Northbrook. Game 4 of 4 today. And a ball played short here by FC Select. Swung all the way out here to the far side for Glavas. Drozic. Looking for the big switch. DeGotti heads this back for Sampson. Tercios. Camille. Miranda. Rubio for Cardano. Heavy touch. Got away with it, at least for now. But the referee's going to bring this back for a free kick. Alan Rubio on the turn. Andrew Miranda. Alan Alonso. Alonso right down the middle. Here's Murtada Camille. That looked like a handball, and it was. And that one was pretty inarguable. Drozic. Once again, the only real option FC Select seem to have is direct long balls. One might work here, though. Drozic. Got that by Sampson. Perez, edge of the area, crossing opportunity. Castanon gets it all wrong. Danny Budimir not happy on the FC Select bench. Which, understandable, to be honest. Sampson loses out there to Perez. Perez, that's cleared by Benedetto. And sends Gomez backwards. Vrezniak. Perez. Back here for the captain, Rocha. Glavas joining the attack. Jakub Drozic. Drozic chipping this into the air and in the middle. Perez brings it down. He shoots. And Joey Galante makes what I think is his first true save of the match. Down to his right, fairly easily. Benedetto got to be careful here. In the end, it's a free kick for Edgewater, but that was dangerously close to a bad giveaway. And Perez is going to need a change. He's given it all today, though. Again, he's taken a shoulder to the head, a kick to the head, played goalkeeper and left winger, and he's, I think, probably earned this substitution. It looks like it's going to be Christian Alvarez to replace him. Edgewater preparing changes. Murtada Camille's going to get a break. I think we're going to see Andres Rocha for the first time today. Not sure the second player being withdrawn as Camille gets a break. On comes Rocha, and Enzo Degatti with that yellow card is going to go out as well. Andres Rocha, the Colombia native, listed at 5'7", but you might see there on your screen, I think he's, that's a Lionel Messi 5'7". If you know, you know. And the other sub, can't tell who that is yet. Rocha, welcome to the match. Finds himself on the turf. Room to run here for Felipe Batalla. But not if Quentin Benedetto can get in the way. It's Lalo Aguilera who has come back in the match. That's away by Benedetto. So Aguilera is going to play on the right wing. It looks like Rocha is going to play as a false 9. One Rocha past another. This is Luis. Is Daryl Turcios going to catch up to that? He is. And with time winding down in this match, how aggressively, I should say, how defensive do Edgewater Castle choose to get? This ball forward, sliced into the air by Santos. Sampson heading it down. Alonso finding Lalo Aguilera. That's nifty, but then Andres Rocha with the miss kick. A nice move there by Batalla. Batalla edge of the area. Got his pocket picked by Alan Rubio. Turcios. Alonso out of the reach of Rocha, but allows Edgewater to flip the field. Doigu Erdogan on the Rook's bench, urging her players to get forward. For those who aren't familiar with Edgewater, Erdogan, their head coach, what a journey she's been on. She has coached at Beşiktaş, Galatasaray, and in Lazigspor in Turkey. Get back to that in a moment. Here's Andrew Miranda. Miranda couldn't find a teammate as Vavresniak stepped through. But Erdogan then coached in Germany at a couple of teams. Ended up coaching at Chicago House, their men's team. Then her next job was the Edgewater women, and now the Edgewater men. Saw recently she posted on her Instagram that she made a trip back home to Turkey to take the class to get the UEFA Pro license. That is the highest coaching license in Europe, which allows you to take charge of any team at any level. Lucas Sampson is fouled by Alvarez. Into the 69th minute of play here in Northbrook. Almost said Chicago. We're about 15, 20 miles north of that. Double change for FC Select as Ronaldo Rojas and Felipe Batalla exit. They'll be replaced by Mateusz Drazek. Haven't seen him in a bit. Very, very speedy Mateusz. And not sure who the other sub is as of yet. Benedetto will step forward to take the free kick. Goes back to Santos in the end. Gotta be careful here, Edgewater. Electing to play it short. This only works if you can hold the ball, and they've given it away. Mateusz Drazek. Alvarez.
You gotta go with him, brother. You gotta go with him.
Alvarez sending it across. Miranda in the way. Jump ball in the penalty area. Miranda got there. So did Benedetto. Looks like it's Gerard Perez who went out with that cramp a few minutes ago, who's back in the match. Rafa Santos wins the header. Rocha trying to turn. Castanon retreating. The fact that they're sending Perez back out there tells you that I think FC Select are just running out of legs. Won that header, though, as then Rafa Santos way up into the sky. And out past the Edgewater bench. Throw in for Edgewater. Quentin Benedetto's fan club includes a water boy, apparently, getting him some hydration in between there. Rocha couldn't quite get there. Miranda got a foot to it. Glavas on the far side here for FC Select. Gives it away, though, to Alan Rubio. He's had a really strong game since subbing on midway through the first half, but the Rooks give it right back. And now Mateusz Drozek a chance to run. Fresh legs here in attack, 14 in pink. Drozek. Stood up there by Santos. Goes down. No whistles or flags. Rafa Santos out of traffic. Andres Rocha. Got to be careful. Gave it away. Down behind the play is Jakub Drozek. Mateusz plays on. Jakub trying to slide himself off the pitch. We play on. And they will put it out of play. And now Jakub can get some attention. Yellow card is out for someone. Referee consults with the assistant referee. And the card hasn't been brandished yet. I think the question is it to Rafa Santos? Because if it is, that's a second yellow. Big decision here. Lots of pointing going on, some confusion. The referee pulled out the yellow card, went and talked to the AR. Now he's talking to the fourth official. And we got some confusion here because, again, if it's to Santos, he's off. Referee gives the yellow to Andres Rocha. All right. So the diminutive Edgewater number 10 is in the book. And that ball just launched back after the injury was the reason for the stoppage. Still struggling a bit out there right now, Jakub Drozek. Mateusz Drozek trying to bring this under control. Surrounded now by white shirts. Drozek along the end line. Santos stepped across. Cardano clears. But unsurprisingly, the speedy, fresh legs of Mateusz Drozek looking very dangerous right now for FC Select. It's another FC Select throw. It's still just 1-0 on a 45th minute +1 goal by Murtada Camille of Edgewater Castle. Roberto Cardano with the boot into the FC Select bench. Long throw, Drozek back to the middle. Perez trying to settle. Perez still. Don't know if that was a shot in the end. Either way, it's scooped up by Joey Galante. Some frustration starting to mount here for FC Select as Galante launches this skyward. Galante does have to be careful about time wasting because he is already on a yellow. Tercios navigating some traffic. Rocha, first time ball. Is Alonso onside? He is not. Offside flag goes up. Emmanuel Castanon. Chested out of play by Benedetto. Edgewater looking to avoid a third straight Cup final defeat, having fallen at this stage the last 2 seasons. Looking to erase some bad memories here at Techney Park. Benedetto under some pressure finds Lucas Sampson. And Sampson boots it away. No striker, though, on the field right now for Edgewater Castle, and I wonder if Doigu Erdogan is going to check how Murtada Camille is feeling, because to have a reference point up there, especially when you're defending a lead and clearing the ball upfield a lot, would probably be helpful. For Fresniak. Over elaborate flick in field there by Castanon. Cedes possession. Andrew Miranda. Alan Alonso. Alan Rubio. Lalo Aguilera. That's blocked off by Castanon. Tangle of legs. Aguilera. Rubio. Nowhere to go. Benedetto, shoulder to shoulder there with Drozic. Nice turn by Aguilera. And safely back to Rafa Santos. Miranda got caught on the ball there. Perez the other way. Perez. Out wide, this is Jakub Drozic. To his brother. Mateusz. Cutting in field. Rocha bending this toward the area, trying to catch up as Alvarez. He did, but Galante untroubled. Looks like Enzo Degatti, interestingly, is going to be checking back into the game despite being on a yellow card. Rocha. Alan Alonso. Andrew Miranda. Under some pressure there from Glavas. Rubio, nice awareness, though, to stay clear. Select just have to keep pressing. Down the line, here goes Andres Rocha, though, for Edgewater. Rocha on the attack. Rocha, top of the area. Andrew Miranda has a hit. It took a deflection, and it falls calmly in the end for Johnny Campa. Glavas launching it long. Here goes Mateusz Drozic around the goalkeeper. Galante's on a yellow already. Joey Galante's going to be sent off. It's a second yellow. Galante is off, and it might be a penalty depending on where the foul was. Joey Galante, what is he doing there? It wasn't good that Drozic was in behind, but Galante's got to be aware that he's the last man, that he's on a yellow card. And that's going to be a penalty. And things have just gotten very bad for Edgewater Castle. Aiden Crawford's going to sub on in goal. Someone's going to have to get subbed off. And Crawford's going to come in to face a penalty. Edgewater staff in conversation with the fourth official. But Galante's first yellow was unnecessary, and the second yellow even more so. And he's put his team in a really, really bad spot. If Luis Rocha scores from the spot, or whoever takes it, that'll be 1-1, and FC Select up a man. The only saving grace for Edgewater would be that there is no extra time at the end of this game. If you can just get it to 90 minutes, you go to the penalty shootout. Aiden Crawford replaces Andrew Miranda. Again, Crawford is the usual league starter, or is the most frequent league starter, I should say. 5 starts in the Midwest Premier League this season for Aiden Crawford. 3 clean sheets, 5 goals against total. The 2023 Atlantic 10 Goalkeeper of the Year for the Loyola Ramblers. The starter still for Loyola. Will face off with Luis Rocha, the FC Select captain. Crawford called off the bench to face a penalty with his team now down a man. Luis Rocha looking for the equalizer for FC Select. And to add drama even more to this State Cup final. Rocha against Crawford. Scores, and it's 1-1. State Cup final. From the spot, it's a goal. Rocha against Crawford. Scores, and it's 1-1. And in the 80th minute, it's the equalizer. And FC Select now up a man, have all the momentum.
Edgewater ties the game level 1-1.
And
FC Select.
So now Edgewater down to 10. Looks like it's Santos, Benedetto, Cardano, and Sampson still the back four. Rocha and the Allens
Just to let you guys know,
in midfield.
Go directly to penalty.
And then Tercios and Aguilera currently the front two. Edgewater Castle hope they are not living a recurring nightmare with what might be a third straight loss in the State Cup final. They're going to need to dig deep now, down to 10 men. There is also still the fact that there's lots of other guys out here currently on the yellow card, so this numerical situation could change. Roberto Cardano for Edgewater. Lalo Aguilera looking back for Cardano. Pressuring Glavas. Down the far side. To the middle. Alonso. Awkward ball. Straight up into the air by Castanon. Rocha put his head in, but couldn't win it. And in the end, it's a free kick for FC Select. Taken quickly, referee says no. We're sure to have some added time. The cards, the goal, the goalkeeper sub. Still a lot of time, though, for one of these teams to find a winner, and FC Select will believe it's likely to be them. Rocha. Wide here for Jakub Drazik. Lalo Aguilera turning and facing 6 shirts. Got to be careful not to turn it over, and he doesn't. Cardano. Trying to win a throw-in. Booted the other way, all the way to Rafa Santos. Murtada Camille readying himself to come back into the match for Edgewater. Crawford. Booting this long. That's a high boot from Rocha, but he won the ball. Benedetto going the wrong direction here. Santos, got to be careful. Under pressure there from Mateusz Drazik. That'll stay. No, it'll just roll out of play. Throw in for FC Select. Jakub. Back here for Luis Rocha. Vavresniak under some pressure from Tercios, evades it. Vavresniak! Didn't miss it by much. That close to a center back screamer from Sergei Vavresniak.
Ahí viene. Win it.
And Aiden Crawford's going to get a yellow card here for time wasting, despite having only been on the field a few minutes. Rocha chipping this forward. Aguilera to the ground. Referee says no. Tercios goes on, chasing Murguia to the corner. And I think the players got to be careful here, especially Edgewater, because the referee has shown a strong eagerness to give yellow cards. Roberto Cardano just got one. And the Rooks really got to be careful here, because 10 could turn into 9 or 8 in a hurry if they aren't. Sampson. Out for a throw. Rubio. Back forward. Headed one there by Murguia. Free kick. Degatti, Kimiavi, and Camille are all up off the bench for Edgewater Castle. Attacking trio, maybe all coming in at once. Settled here by Ronaldo Rojas. Rojas up against Lucas Sampson. Rojas blasts it way high and wide. And now finally, will Edgewater make the subs? They will. Tercios is going out. Nobody else is in a hurry to leave, but it's going to be Tercios for Murtada Camille. Into the 88th minute of play. So that's the only change. Edgewater going to wait for anybody else. Imagine they are starting to think about who they want out there to take penalties, should it come to that. And you would certainly put Bardia Kimiavi on that list. You'd probably put Enzo Degatti there as well. That's sliced away by Santos and out for a throw for FC Select. FC Select don't want penalties. They want to win this now. Up a man. For Fresniak. Back out wide right. Gerard Perez. Back for Glavas. Perez looking to cross the ball in, and he does. Lalo Aguilera, got to get clear. Back to Santos. Got to be really careful now if you're the Rooks. Aiden Crawford away. Castanon under pressure here from Alan Alonso. Castanon playing it back to Vavresniak. Vavresniak, Rojas. And then Vavresniak long. Santos heading it back, and Aiden Crawford claims. Enzo Degatti ready to check in for Edgewater. Santos sends it forward. Cardano flicks it on. Camille couldn't get there. Murguia got there first. Played wide. Jakub Drozic. Drozic cut off by Cardano. That's over Camille. Rocha won't be able to trap it. Glava steps forward. And that shot swallowed up by Aiden Crawford. Will the 2025 Illinois Men's State Cup Final be decided from 12 yards out? Edgewater would favor themselves in the goalkeeper matchup, and we saw that be the difference in our other penalty shootout today when SAC Lightning called on the services of a former English, Spanish, and Portuguese professional. Having to be careful here is Gomez, and he's got out of trouble. Castanon. Into the 90th minute. Probably going to be some ample added time. We'll keep our eyes on the official. Sergei Vavresniak chipping this forward. Headed away by Roberto Cardano. Only as far as Alex Glavas. Glavas launching this in. Header flicked on by Mateusz Drazik. Lucas Sampson wants a goal kick. And instead, he's going to get a free kick. Not sure if that's better or worse. Sub for Edgewater. And interesting, they're going to take defensive midfielder Alan Rubio, who's been really solid all game. They're going to take him out for Enzo Degatti, and you can only think that's for penalties. Aiden Crawford wanted a goal kick. It's going to be just a free kick instead. So Degatti is on for the dying moments here. As Edgewater go more attacking. Can they either steal a winner or not worry about that defensive loss due to penalties? They're going to get a free kick here. Big opportunity for Edgewater to push guys forward and take a chance. Still no signal for added time. Andres Rocha will put the ball down. Still no indication of added time. Still waiting on that. As the clock ticks into stoppage time. Rocha bending into the far post, headed down, and a chance for Select to counter. Rocha, though, got a foot in. Ball pinging around in the middle. Benedetto went in and won it. Rocha. Andres Rocha for Edgewater. Through the lines. Enzo Degatti lost the ball behind him. And now Select can counter. Cardano, though, sticks out a leg. Roberto Cardano from distance. Right at Johnny Campa. Still no signal of added time. I'm quite confused. Benedetto, Alonso. Lucas Sampson pushing forward. Lucas Sampson cutting inside. Sampson all the way. Still Lucas Sampson. What a save by Kempa to save the cup. He goes diving in. Penalty kick to Edgewater. It's a penalty to Edgewater in stoppage time. It's the goalkeeper at the other end now, Johnny Campa, who's had a nightmare. And the determination by Lucas Sampson to keep pushing, keep going. Murtada Camille was taken down. Edgewater Castle can avoid PKs if they score this one right here. What a crazy game to cap off this long day at Techney Park in Northbrook. Quentin Benedetto has the ball. I don't know if he's the taker, but he's a good guy, if nothing else, to protect the penalty spot. Not that you can scuff a penalty spot on turf, and it's going to be Big Q. A guy who's fought through injuries throughout his career. He's fought through an injury this season to get back on the field for the first time in the State Cup semifinal a week and a half ago. The center back is going to take the penalty, and I can tell you one thing, this ball's about to be hit about 200 miles an hour. The question is, can Johnny Campa get in the way of it? Deep into stoppage time now. Don't know how much is left. 1-1 in the Illinois Men's State Cup Final. It's Quentin Benedetto for Edgewater Castle. Campa saves. Benedetto follows up and scores. Well, he misses the penalty. He scores the goal. It's Quentin Benedetto for Edgewater Castle. Campa saves. Benedetto follows up and scores. Men's State Cup and their second State Cup in the last 2 hours. He'll get a yellow card as well. Wild celebrations for Edgewater Castle. What a moment for Quentin Benedetto. What a job to keep his cool after the save by Johnny Campa. And you got to give Campa credit. Not a good penalty from Benedetto. I thought he was going to get an absolute smash shot at him. Benedetto tried to pass it into the corner. That's not Quentin's game. He gets the yellow card. And now we have some unknown amount of remaining time for FC Select to find an equalizer. 90 plus 4 the goal for Benedetto. What a day this could be for Edgewater Castle. The 10 men of Edgewater Castle men now just have to hold on for dear life. Totally at the discretion of the referee how much more time we have. Launched forward. Rojas to the corner with Sampson. It's a corner, and everybody's got to go forward now for FC Select. And the AR doesn't know how much time was added on either, so we are fully at the discretion of our referee. So far as the goalkeeper isn't up here, Campa is crouched over, just hoping. Over to take is Gerard Perez. This might be the only chance FC Select get. Curved in toward the back post. Murtada Camille heads it away for a corner on the other side. Can Edgewater Castle hold on? Can FC Select pull a rabbit out of the hat and force penalties? All the way over to take it is Perez. He has Mateusz Drozik as a short option if he wants. Likewise, Luis Rocha, referee calling a couple players over. And we just go further into mystery time now. Those two players weren't willing to walk over, and the referee says we're not going to keep playing until the two of you walk over to me. And it's two guys who both have yellow cards, Cardano and Murguia. It's going to be the second game today, maybe, where we play 100 minutes. Perez into the middle. Heads go up, and the header is clean and wide. Ronaldo Rojas rose highest, won it cleanly. Aiden Crawford wasn't going to get there, and it floats by the far post. As now Benedetto, no, we got an Edgewater player down, and training staff being waved out by the referee. The time just keeps ticking and ticking.
Thank you so much for participating, coming out and showing support for your clubs for the ISSA State Cup Final. I want to give a special shout out to the ISSA State Cup representatives, the officials here today, photographers.
I think it's Murtada Camille who put his body on the line twice there to get in the way.
Media network where you can watch these games on YouTube and Instagram. And thank you once again for the referee crew. And for our sponsors, Rocket Mortgage with Tim Ward.
Again, a big thank you to everybody who's tuned in today, everybody at the ISSA who's made today possible, to all the clubs and their teams, all the fans who've turned out in person for our games today. And thank you for watching online today here on the Midwest Media Network. It's been an honor to be with you all day, and I am honestly kind of impressed my voice is in as good a shape as it currently is, to be totally honest. And more mystery music comes from the PA tent because that's just kind of been the day. Late sub. They're going to throw the young Elmhurst forward. David Balasse out there. Crawford, look out. Young man in the Rafa Leao jersey. Nobody knows how much time's left. Perez drops it back. The referee has his whistle to his lips. He checks his watch. Crossfield ball. They've got to get it forward here. It's sent into the area. Cardano got a foot to it. He cleared, and the referee blows for full time. Edgewater Castle do the double on the day. Women's and men's Illinois Soccer Association State Cup champions. 2-1. The winner coming in the 4th minute of stoppage time from Quentin Benedetto. And we've got some afters here. A couple guys being pulled away. But Edgewater Castle go back downtown tonight with 2 trophies in tow. A historic day for the club in what has been a historic summer on the north side of Chicago. Again, thank you so much to everybody for tuning in today. Thank you to Peter for having me, for running the camera, for handling all the tech support side of things. It's been a lot of fun today, but I'm sure you all have other things to do with your Saturday evenings. I know I do, as I head for some traffic here shortly. But this has been a pleasure. It's been a fun day, and a shout out today to all of our winners, SAC Lightning, Charny Yazvo U23, and the Edgewater Castle women and men on their state cup triumphs. That does it for our coverage today here on the Midwest Media Network, live on YouTube, of today's Illinois State Cup Finals. I'm Alex Campbell saying so long from Techney Park in Northbrook. What a day here for soccer in Chicagoland.